The path continued yesterday. The water's high enough. Just gotta walk up on the hill. At the intersection of 13th and Main in Sharpsburg, you can hit the 13th Street boat ramp. Access for your little boats, access for your big boats, also known as the James Sharp Landing. There's a pretty good little walk at the end of the parking lot also. Water's pretty high today. This is on the riverside of Sharpsburg. Look at that. With some pressure. Right out here yesterday, I think it was yesterday, we came with the family right out here. There's normally a peninsula that goes probably about 50 yards into the water right there. Well, it's not there anymore. And it's difficult to walk up and down the river also because the water is probably 2 or 3 feet higher than it was before. Oh, well, it's Friday. It's been a week since I last saw any of you, and well, at our household in the Learn Physics Academy, we have been learning lots of stuff, mostly in Spanish, of course, but we've been doing a little bit of science, just a little bit, a whole bunch of math, some reading, a whole bunch of articles in Spanish, the feminine articles in Spanish. We've been working on that a lot with the kids. Baby girl, she's learning how to write all her letters and spell stuff a little bit of word recognition. I mean, it's been going pretty well. That's about 3 hours of school every day, pretty much. And, well, Mouse, he really can't do much of anything, but we've been having a good time. Today, however, this is Friday, and we haven't had a Freaky Physics Friday in a while, so I'm going to link you to a video at the end of this thing, but there are some lies that we've been telling you, so let's learn physics. Check this out. A beaver's been chewing on stuff, took down this tree, and it's gone. So it took down the tree and actually apparently used the tree elsewhere. Earlier this year on another Freaky Physics Friday, I told you that light ain't no baseball, and we had a guy in a bus throwing a baseball and shooting a laser. That was called Light Ain't No Baseball because light does not act like a baseball, and the speeds do not add because the maximum speed of objects here in this universe is the speed of light at 3 times 10 to the 8 meters per second. 186,000 miles per second, about 7 times around the circumference of Earth in 1 second. Well, it turns out that light is actually kind of like a little tiny baseball called a photon. We did this back in wave-particle duality. So light acts sometimes as a wave, an electromagnetic wave. Electric wave like this, magnetic wave like this, 2 waves that are perpendicular to each other. And well, sometimes it acts like a particle and sometimes it acts as a wave. And I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but another one of the things that's true is that those things that you've been taught about electrons, how the nucleus is this thing with protons and neutrons all stuck together, which there's some problems with that too, but you've been told that these things orbit like planets, right? Well, we know they don't orbit like planets. And because light is, well, it can be a wave and it can be a particle. It's kind of like both a wave and a particle depending on what it's doing. And electrons also, waves and particles at the same time. It's this crazy thing where when you get to the really small stuff, nothing acts like you think it should. So, we have light traveling as a wave, smacking into stuff, sometimes in the proper conditions, like a particle. And then electrons, not orbiting like little planets, but existing in an electron cloud. It's a cloud. They're not really orbitals. It's not like a little tiny solar system. We've been lying to you a lot. They don't actually do this. They exist as, well, kind of waves, but really as like a probability function. Okay, it's crazy. And then when those electrons are fired individually at targets, those electrons will smack into things pretty hard, generally as a particle, but if they go through like slits, they act as waves. And then, okay, it's ridiculously complicated, and that's why we call this Freaky Physics Friday. Videos linked and the information linked for you is all about this wave-particle duality, not only of light, but also of electrons. This stuff is absolutely fascinating, and we tend not to mention any of these things to you ever when you're in high school. You take nuclear astronomy, we get into some of that stuff, but outside that, you mention it in a couple of sentences here and there, and that's why I decided to add this Freaky Physics Friday installment. So there you go.
Thanks for watching Learn Physics. And thanks for that thumbs up too. Really helps a lot. New videos most academic weeks. Subscribe for more. I've even got education ideas, Freaky Fzx Friday, and Tech Tip Tuesday. And for bicycles, motorcycles, and family adventures, it's my other channel, Bike Physics. You just learned physics.